Hey everyone, Ivy League Gaming here, and today we're playing Raid Shadow Legends, and I am joined by some wonderful folks right here. We're here to talk faction games organized by DeadwoodJedi. Hey Deadwood.
Hey, thanks for having me.
We're also joined by my fellow CSI members, Cold Brew and Smiley. Thank you guys for joining.
Thanks for having us on.
Yep.
So we just finished up the faction games. If you guys haven't already watched the final results videos, make sure you head on over to Deadwood's YouTube for that. I'll make sure to link that below, as well as link these other guys' channels too. So, no spoiler alert. If you haven't, spoiler alert, you know, we're about to have some spoilers. So, first one, Team CSI won. Yay!
Yay.
We are the dream team.
Go at Team CSI. That was so good. It was really happy. I've actually never had a proper collab with these guys on my channel, so welcome to the channel. I have with Deadwood, but there we go. First time for everything. All right.
You guys are great as a team too. I mean, Colbert kind of stunk it up, but
No,
at least
he
he was carried by.
didn't.
I was the cheerleader, okay? I was the cheerleader.
Yeah.
Cold
I
Brew
kid.
didn't get the credit he deserved, guys. We said this in another video, but we had decided on the first few factions, and then the other ones were just kind of like a little bit more last minute. And Cold Brew mentioned the Dwarves. I'm like, yeah, that's pretty good, but I didn't feel confident about it. And we're just like, well, will you take them? He's like, yeah, sure. So he kind of took the last pick.
Yeah, he took the bullet for us, basically.
See, that's the kind of leadership I like to see. You know, that's good. Let everybody else succeed, and you're like, okay, I'll take the last one. It's perfect.
Well,
Just
now
so
is that we
great
won.
with the doors.
It was all planned. All planned.
We couldn't win all the events. It would have been too OP. We would have really just embarrassed everybody else. It would have been too much. So we had to even it out a little bit.
Yeah. I
Good
failed
save.
on purpose, okay? like with your team, that would I let you win, okay? I let that Leorius one-shot my team, okay?
Well, I
That
mean,
wasn't
I
on purpose.
appreciate it because Corner has a picture of that, like just framed on his wall at home, and he's just like, "Yep, I beat Cold Brew." He had trophies made for everybody on the team. Basher wears a little medallion that just says "I heart CB," and then there's a slash through CB, and then it says myself underneath it. It's really cool.
Yeah.
Leorius has a trophy that says "I eat dwarves for breakfast." It's great. It's good.
You had a really good team. That was hard. I was impressed.
Yeah, I also had no bans, so it made it a lot easier to make it happen. So
You know,
Speaking of bands, that's what I want to talk about first, actually.
I honestly don't think anybody from your faction would have got banned. So you had a pretty strong faction that you showcased. Honestly, it's impressive.
Leorius would have gotten.
That's
Yeah,
true.
Leorius,
That's
I
true.
think,
Yeah.
That's a good
would
point.
have
Yeah.
just been too strong overall, like with wave clear.
I would have been in a lot of trouble because can only bring in one Coronar. Can't bring in two. It was bad news.
Yeah, I just
But it was
used
pretty cool.
Coronar
It was
in my Hydra run. Yay.
Yeah. Really? Did you? Really? Did you?
The provoking, and he's also a mischief target with the extra buffs on his A2. So that was pretty sneaky. Yeah, I like him. He's great for
two
Hydra.
Coronars I've never used for a Hydra, and I might have to, especially with the provoke thing. I'm gonna have to start breaking that out.
Taunting Coronar for the win. He does lots of counterattacks too. So
Yeah, really nice.
Oh,
Why don't you guys just use a husk? A husk is so good.
I use Husk, but not in this rotation because he's so bad affinity for most things. But the smashes don't smash as hard on the start, at least.
I have the worst epic luck. I only have one husk. I have no Ferric in the fat, and I just give up on this game.
I don't even look at affinities anymore and stuff. Just click.
Must be nice
That's
to have
my
a
Hydra.
Krisk, as we
Yep.
All right, so we were talking, exclusions. Like the Skinwalkers might not have had too many exclusions, but we did, that's for sure. So I think for me, I had Sacred Order, I had Cardial excluded, and Venus. Venus didn't affect me because I didn't have one. Other than that, I didn't really expect anything else to get banned. What about you guys? Cold Brew, did you have anything else from your faction that you expected to get banned or were surprised got banned?
Honestly, I didn't think Geomancer would get banned because
Yeah.
although he's great for Hydra specifically, I don't think he is so good in all the other dungeons for speed teams.
I agree.
He can be used, but not for a speed team. So I didn't expect Geomancer, and I'm not even sure if he would have been that amazing for Hydra, because of all the other bands
Yeah.
or the potential team that I could have built with the Dwarf. So yeah, Geomancer was the surprise for me. I expected one more band from your factions, either Sacred Order or Dark Elves.
That's fair. What about you,
Yeah,
Smiley?
for me, I mean, I knew Koldar was gonna get banned instantly because
Yes.
she's just too good. Lydia was kind of a surprise to me a little bit because, I mean, I thought that Zavia was gonna get banned because she's really good in dungeons, especially stage 20s. So seeing that she didn't get banned, like my mom started drooling. I'm like, oh my god, Dragon is a wrap for us. We got Dragon locked, and that's pretty much instantly what I was thinking. But Lydia, I mean, if she wasn't banned though, I think we might have gone a different route with maybe like one of you guys using this faction for Hydra boss because
That's
Lydia's
true.
really good there too. So that might have changed and made a trickle effect to us playing different factions. But yeah, not seeing Lydia ban, and like we said earlier, Cold Brew took the bullet for us. Because I guess we kind of saw what we wanted to play, and Cold Brew just let us do our thing, and he just yeah, he pretty much got like the
Went
front
with
end of the
it.
stick.
I went with it.
Yeah, but you got Cold Brew.
Yeah.
But yeah.
He got cold brewed again. Oh. Still is a verb. It's
fine.
definitely still a
It's
verb.
We gotta keep the meme live.
I think this was the most surprising ban list out of all the different teams.
Yeah?
Was your guys's. I didn't expect Lydia. Especially in hindsight, I'm like, how is Zavia not banned? Like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But like, I just didn't have Lydia on that list because she's somebody that enables a lot of things, but isn't really crucial to anything, right? So
Yeah.
I was really surprised. The Venus pick I thought was a good one, but yeah, I mean that part was fine, and the cardio makes sense. Like the Sacred Order part, I was like, okay, I get why those are the ones that are banned. But the Trenda and the Geomancer, honestly, I wasn't expecting any bans from the Dwarf faction, really, because like I think the Geomancer was one of the smartest bans because it really. Yeah, because it's that the reflecting of the damage makes him incredibly good in every single part of this game, right? Except for Arena, basically. But he's awesome for Hydra, like single man Hydra killer. And then if you talk about the bosses, every time they attack you, he's reflecting that damage back to them. It could be really strong. So I think that was actually a smart ban on their part.
Maybe for Ice Golem, yeah, he could have been good with
Yeah.
all the damage that the boss was going to do.
I mean, would have been fine in Dragon, would have been, probably, I would say, not Spider, not Fire Knight, obviously, and not Arena. So like half the events, he's pretty great. I think that's so it seems smart in retrospect. I think that was a good move. I was expecting Brogni to be banned there though, and I was shocked that he wasn't. I don't think I was really expecting Trenda to get banned, but I just didn't think about it, and I don't know. It didn't seem like somebody I would be necessarily scared of in the Dwarf faction, but obviously she's such a strong hitting champion. It makes a lot of sense that she got the axe as well. But yeah, I was surprised about the Geomancer one as well. I was expecting Brogni there, but I think Geo was probably a pretty good choice. That's kind of a 5-head move. I probably wouldn't have thought of on my own.
All right, so I guess I'll go on to our first event quick here, Dragon. We had Smiley taking home the gold. Deadwood, what were your biggest surprises with Dragon? Like, what did any of the teams shock you? I think you were surprised with times, right?
I mean, YC was the shocker, bringing the orcs and like really pushing Smiley to the edge on like time numbers, right? That was pretty wild for what he was able to do with them. Obviously, Smiley had a crazy team, and I don't think many of us were realizing Zavia was available, and if we had, then it would have been like, oh, yeah, okay, yeah, that makes sense. So, but Smiley, yeah, he definitely brought the ruckus on that one because, like, it's one thing just to have Zavia, but you got to build a team around it, and he did that successfully twice, really well. Like under a minute was pretty wild. Going into this, I was expecting maybe like a minute 30 on average. We got 2 competitors get below that, which is pretty, and the third one was right next to it. So I mean, it's pretty impressive overall.
Oop, I just lost my headset. Of course this is
what you think if
my
they had
headphones...
Seer?
Talk
if they
smack
had
now.
Seer, probably.
My headphones had to die right before I started, of course, right? So I have to like use some old school cell phone headphones right now. Yeah, that's how it works. So
I
it's
hear
making it.
Cobra,
What
would
you
you
say? Yeah, the seer would have been. Then it would
Oh
have been
yeah.
It would have been crazy good.
Mm-hmm.
So Smiley, I guess when it comes down to it, with the dragon, I don't think there was much else you could have done differently. Are you pretty happy with everything there, or was there anything in hindsight you wish you changed?
I think I did the best I could with what I had available, and I mean, like I said, as soon as I saw Zavia was still on the list that I was able to use her, I was gonna build everything around her because poisons is really really strong, especially in stage 20 with explosion, because there's no damage cap in stage 20 versus like 21 to 25. There is a damage cap, so I immediately knew what I wanted to do, so I just had to build around that team, make sure everything was speed tuned, and yeah, that's pretty much it for Dragon though. But yeah, I wish I got it a little bit faster if I'm being a little bit selfish and honest, because I really really like, I don't know if you guys know this about me, but I've always liked chasing records and going for like timer, like whenever I played Diablo 3 back in the day, or even when I played Raid for the matter, like I have a lot of videos where I put out like records with time, and I really enjoy that kind of stuff, just chasing time. So that's like just my enjoyment of the game essentially.
Oh, I think you did a good job.
Yeah, a pretty great
Thank you.
job actually.
So next up
Yep.
was Spider. That was me. Yay. I think this surprised me personally. Once I got into it, I thought my team was going to be different. I thought for sure I was going to use Deacon, and it ended up being too much. I knew Armiger was going to be an MVP, and he really was. And now I actually was having to do Spider with Sacred Order on my real account with multiple Armigers. So it's like, of course, Cold Rosy Armiger guy. Were you proud that I used Armiger well?
I was very very proud. I expected my boy to showcase his power there.
Any other surprises in the Spider challenge, guys? I think the times are all pretty good, but I think Hal Hades did the best he could with what he had, right? Or do you think he missed anything?
Yeah, I think the overall shock
Yeah.
with the demon spawn is the fact that they're not that great in this. Really, you're like, oh, no Sissy and no Kaimar, and all of a sudden they're not so good. Oh, that's unusual. 'Cause
Yeah,
I don't
noticed. Yeah, it's brutal.
Yeah.
I don't think any of us really looked at his team and said, "Oh, he's missing something or not doing something right." It's like it's just more. He's got a tough hand to play, right?
I think he
and
had I think he had 3 champions banned from just his faction alone, didn't he?
he did. He
Yeah.
also had that. That's yeah,
Very
definitely,
brutal.
definitely people ganged up on the Hades part of it. We'll have to find that in the future.
Oh,
Poor
what
him.
was the comment section like brutal about that?
A little bit,
your-
like, because everyone's like, oh, Demon Spawn's the best, but when it came down to it, it was like, but are they? And I really do think he did the best he could with whoever one he had left. There's no way to add an extra big boost without Sissia, or like he said, no enemy max HP champions, so I don't think he really
Yeah.
could have made it any faster. I think he did what it could with what he had.
Yeah, I think next time maybe we'll just axe max HP champions. Period.
Oh, no.
Make it simple.
Interesting.
Weird rules like no poison explosions or enemy max HP.
Yeah. I mean, the problem is that those champions aren't everywhere.
That's
and
true.
so it becomes a big, you really have to account for that. So yeah, I feel like that's something that one might be worth doing, but we'll see. We'll see how it rolls out. No guarantees on any of it, honestly.
Oh
I
man.
have no idea. I'm not even thinking about the next one for at least a couple weeks. So, but
Next
but it was
challenge.
big success. So we'll be doing this again. I'm pretty sure.
Good. Everyone loved it. And Arena was a fun one because that was a little bit more everyone involved. We all had to set defenses. In Cold Brew, you had Arena with the dwarves. You told me that afterward you tried all the teams and you beat them, didn't you?
Yep. All the teams
all
that
of them.
were participating, I've beat. Yes, just the teams that were participating, I've beaten. Not anybody else who surprisingly put a defense there just to mess with us.
Not Deadwood.
That doesn't count.
No idea what you're talking about. No idea.
So the live part of the arena was was the hardest because you couldn't really prepare against the defenses. Like everybody put their defenses an hour or 2 hours before the event, and we didn't really fight them. We said we were not going to fight each other until the actual live stream started. So it was all about, oh, what gear do they have? Do they have stone skin? Do they have, what am I facing? Can I change anything last minute? No, we couldn't do anything like that. So it was just going with what you thought was best with what you had.
Yeah, it makes sense. I agree that was impossible to prepare for, and people were yelling at me to put my defense in before the thing started. I was like, no, I'm gonna put it in right until the last minute. They can't see what I have yet. That's the whole point. I was like, nah, okay, I'm coming. But I wanted to make them wait. I wanted, and so just in case, although my defense didn't go out the way I planned at all, but it's okay, it's fine. I should have put more stone skin in there. I had it. I should have put it in there.
Yeah, so much stone skin.
There's so much stone skin. You just saw. We literally just saw the arena in 6 months. What it's gonna look like. I don't even think I'm joking, honestly. Like, why not? Everybody's gonna have an abundance of it by then. It's like, why wouldn't you use it?
Yeah, it's already like that high up, especially plat pushing. So there's lots of it. That's for sure.
Just to, sorry, I just want to pick up on more thing for Arena. So, I don't know if you know this, Deadwood, but it was originally me. Oh, you probably do know. It was originally me that was going to do Arena for with my faction, but I came to the realization that Cold Brew just can't do anything in Fire Knight. So that was pretty much like our idea. It was going to be an automatic loss. We're going to take the loss, and we'll just try to win everything else there. But then, we really thought about it. Cold Brew actually, he had a decent shot at Arena, like we thought about it. And then Fire Knight, I felt like I had a really, really good shot to win the whole thing. So that's why we did a last second switch around, just to clarify.
Makes sense. We were initially gonna take the L on Fire Knight so that Smiley could go on Arena and Dragon. And I told them, guys, I can't do anything in Fire Knight. It's gonna be like a really slow one. Although, to be fair, I could have just tried it, but I had mostly magic champions, which was already gonna be like weak hits and causing the runs to be slower than anything else. So I knew that I wouldn't be able to get a minute.
I was just excited to hear you say Fodbor the Bard several times. And bring him in.
I know.
Take it down.
Didn't happen.
I never tried him for damage. I know that he has the defense down, right? But just damage.
I just know he's got multi-attack, and he's like, I think he brings decreased speed, heal reduction. Like, he brings all the things you need for a Fire Knight, but it's no, he would not have had a good run. I'm pretty sure too.
Speaking of Arena, though, weren't you missing someone you wanted? Runekeeper, right? You wanted a Runekeeper for your Arena, but you realized you didn't have him?
Yeah. For the Arena, like when I was building the teams, I thought that champion could have added something, but in the end, I went with 3 champions because I reached the cap so quickly with them and the build that I was trying to run.
Tanky dwarves, that player power, our team power got to us, that's for sure.
Yeah, it was too tough.
And then
how do you guys feel about that? Do you think we should have the player power in general?
I think it was fine.
That was
honestly.
okay. I think it was fine.
I thought it was just right. Like I was struggling a lot because my Great Hall and then all my gear is already so much resistance on it. I had a really, really hard time trying to dumb down my gear, so I ended up just taking off gear off of people because I had to do that. And I decided to just opt with keeping speed on specific champions. But we'll get to that later.
Yeah.
Like for the I guess you kind of had to do that too. Did you have trouble in Ice Golem Cold Brew, the next one? Did you have trouble with team power for that too? Or was that one a little
team
easy?
Power? No,
okay,
but the execution of the team live again wasn't the one advertised on my practice runs. Oh. That's how it felt like. It felt like my team was actively trying to sabotage me. And I mean, the dwarves were like, nope, we're going to die in this run. We're going to wipe. And then one of the runs went as it was going when I was practicing the team, and I managed to get actually a good time, a 114. Usually I was getting 116, 118, but I got a 114, I guess, from some animations or something, or refresh accessory proccing. But
And you said
Yeah,
that was
that
your
was-
PR, right? You said that was your personal record?
Yeah, because my fastest was 116 when I was. I
Nice.
remember when I was sending you guys the screenshots, and yeah,
No, yeah, Nub was
Ah.
just a little bit faster. It wasn't that much. It's not like he killed you, so you had a strong showing as well. I was actually kind of
Yeah.
laughing because like Layla had Shadowkin, which is the fastest animations, versus dwarves that have the slowest animations. So I was a little bit worried about that matchup, but I think she just lacked a couple of champions that could have really helped her, and her team was really risky. So in the end, it was you definitely had a upper hand, but I was worried animation wise. Dwarves are slow.
yeah, because of their small legs and they run all the way to the bottom, and they have to run back. And if you run, let's say relentless gear, they do that twice. It's a mess.
True, very true.
Nothing but trouble there. Yeah, I think it's interesting. Like the different. I thought that was the most interesting part about this whole process was watching different factions having to deal with certain areas of the game, and it's just seeing some of them just absolutely fail doing that. That was kind of fascinating because just they all can't. I would have liked to have seen. I think I would have liked to have seen what Dark Elves do without a Zavia. In fact, like Smiley, do you think he would have been as successful with that one?
In Fire Knight, I think I could have made it interesting, I think it would have been more interesting, like as far as like me and YST being a lot closer than the 20 seconds difference in that. And for Dragon, I would have definitely taken a different approach with my Kale being the main survivor and never have everyone else die immediately on the Dragon boss, trying to maneuver that somehow. But yeah, it would have been tougher for sure. But it wouldn't have been the same speed, that's for sure.
Yeah, no.
That's true. Yes,
It was pretty great though.
You did. I mean, it was so good though. That was solid. It was fun to see her in action. Zavia's great. I feel like she's a little bit underrated these days. People forget about some of the OG champions, so it's fun to see them still going.
Yeah, like it was awesome seeing. Like I saw a lot of comments and saying like, "Oh my gosh, I have Zavia that I pulled like recently," or "I had Zavia in the vault and I didn't know she was this good." And just like seeing comments like that is just really, really awesome because a lot of players have so many champions that they don't know how good they are or just sleeping on, and just even like just our showcase of showing like different ways to beat these bosses. I think it's really, really great. It's been great for the community.
I agree.
No, I literally built my Bivold the Thorn after watching him work for Hydra. Not even joking. Like he's in my Hydra team now. I didn't use him before.
Yay.
I'm like, oh, guess I should probably use this guy. I've got him for a reason here.
Yes, he's useful.
Yeah. Well, but speaking of Fire Knight real quick, there is two things that I kind of messed up. So in my testing, I never had the accuracy land on Sylar's A2. I had that turned off. I could have sworn I had it turned off, but that kept proccing on the Fire Knight boss. So I guess I didn't have it off for that, that preset.
AI, yeah.
So yeah, that extra poison not landing, it kind of does hurt there, and it could have went a little bit faster. And the other, again, I didn't have to have blind seer at basically 400 speed, right? That wasn't necessary.
That's right. That was the thing.
Yeah, it was definitely overkill, but it way
It became
overkill.
the meme of that though. Like you should see the comments are great. Like, what have I learned? That I need 400 speed on a champion.
That's
Perfect. Who's the real MVP? 400 speed.
Yeah, there were lots of funny comments.
Yeah, but I'm glad everybody had fun with that at least. But yeah, it didn't need to be 400 speed. I think 400 speed. She basically does the whole rotation by herself on Fire Knight essentially. Yeah, it's just like there's no guarantee on that turn meter reduction hitting because it's like a 30% or whatever. So yeah, I just wanted to make sure I ensure the consistency factor, not like the best time possible at that point. Especially after seeing Cold Brew and his Ice Golem competition go, because everybody was like having a bunch of teams die. I did not want that to happen for my team.
That was so wild when everybody was dying. That was so wild.
Yeah,
Super fun.
We thought it was gonna be the meme. We didn't expect it to happen so many times.
Right? Like, once or twice, maybe,
One,
but
yeah.
every time, come on,
Oops.
it's ridiculous.
Oh
It was
my.
really-
And I think,
That was
like I
great.
mentioned with Fire Knight, I think Layla could have had a much stronger showing if she just had a Genzen. That would have been huge for that team. That was a
Night
big
and
loss,
day.
not having Genzen.
Well, if you watch
Yeah.
her runs, she's the struggle is getting through the waves.
Yeah.
obviously beating down the boss quickly was a struggle too, but like the waves were the big thing. And it's like when you don't have that AoE decreased defense, you can't just one shot the waves. It's rough. It's real rough, you know. Like you need a seer to be able to make that kind of thing happen. So
Or a Zavia.
Yeah.
Or Zavia. Or Ruel, right? Like there's a couple
400 speeds.
select champions.
To be fair, that's funny. People like are giving Smiley so much shit for that, but he could have done that without it, like you said. And that there's other ways to manipulate turn meter. Blind Seer is one example of a good one. Armiger is another example. So if you guys don't have a 400 Blind Seer rolling around, get those Armigers into Fire Knight. Take advantage of his A1 and his A2, because he's still pretty MVP for Fire Knight too.
I don't know what you're talking about. If you all don't have a 400 speed Blind Seer, I got 2 words for you. Get good. It's ridiculous. Come on.
It was ridiculous, but it's still fun.
Your reaction was the best thing about it. I was dying. Like after I saw it the second time.
Walked off camera. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see it the first time, but when I rewatched, I was dying.
I didn't see it the first time either. I totally missed that as well.
Yeah.
Funny moment.
Gotta save those for the right time. You know, timing's everything.
So, like at that point after Fire Knight, we were tied up with Skrenubist. Unfortunately, Hell Hades didn't have any chance of taking the lead for the Hydra challenge, but
no.
poor Team Goat. Last battle was Hydra. That was me, and I went from feeling confident to being terrified to feeling confident again. It was a roller coaster of emotions. And
I can imagine.
I think one thing I mentioned in my Hydra video, and after the day after or later on, I messed up the whole time. Deadwood mentioned Bavald and building Bavald for his Hydra team now. I forgot the point of Bavald. He was my mischief target and he was my provoker. So when the Head of Decay wasn't there and I had no reason to provoke the Head of Decay, I forgot to use his A2, which made him my mischief target. So as soon as the Head of Decay was gone, I started getting buff stolen from the Head of Mischief, which screwed up the whole run actually, and it should have been an even better showing if only I had noticed what I was doing. Apparently chat was yelling at me. I didn't see it because I wasn't reading Twitch chat, but that's
with the live runs, you know,
right?
Especially with Hydra, which is
the pressure. It was a competition.
All the stuff that can happen.
The live run part of it is real, right? That's
exciting.
Its own personal challenging. Yeah, it is. But tricky. You got to navigate it can be a little bit tricky, and forgetting stuff like I remember I was talking. When we started, Hell Hades started off, and I was talking during his run. And I had to kind of like tone it back because I knew he was like trying to focus. It was like, okay, I can't really distract him in this too much, you know. Thankfully, we're all professionals, so we all know how to talk and work at the same time. But it was definitely an interesting moment where I was like, oh, I gotta back off a little bit here and give him some room to work with. But I mean, it's impressive that you came in first anyway, even with having Bivald not be the appropriate target for you, which is pretty remarkable, I think. So there's I don't know, like, so you could have done better, but you still won. Like you still crushed it. So
that's what makes me feel better, because I got a lot of hate on the side of, oh, but Nub should have won if he just had bad RNG. And I'm like, but would he have? I had bad RNG actually too. We both would have done better. So would he would have won? Maybe not.
Yeah. Well, it's a funny thing about this is you start watching everybody's kind of supporters come out and support people in their interesting ways.
It's nice, at least.
It is, and everybody seems to be really, really like genuinely nice about it. So it's not really like there's an issue.
Yep.
I had an absolute hater in your stream. He hated me with a passion in your stream. So I saw him, and then I just banned him. So he's never gonna show up in my streams, at least.
Oh, there was someone that was like, oh yeah, I want to root for Team CSI, except Cold Brew's in that team. Is that probably that person?
Yeah.
I don't remember who that was though. I don't remember who that was. Feel free to DM me and tell me who it was.
Wow.
I don't remember either. So
no haters.
It's so weird when those people come up and like just relax. It's a game, right?
Right?
Yeah, I don't feel like there's any reason to hate anybody. Come on,
Yeah.
oh well, it is what it is.
Yeah.
And what do you think of the Hydra though? Because I remember like Nubs saying that he had a way better team. Like his results were way better, like
Way better.
40 million or something. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I remember him saying that and thinking, okay, but you didn't manage to get it now. Was it extremely bad luck or was it a risky team? Like I wish I could have him here now to talk about that.
I think he made it sound like before his team was risky, so maybe with the absolute perfect RNG he could get it, but was that something that was going to be consistent? It didn't sound like it because we watched it. It was pretty squishy, and Shemnath kept dying a lot. And if I also noticed that he was using the increased attack buffs from Doom Priest constantly, which were always getting stolen. So if Shemnath was down and couldn't take them back off, he was getting smashed really hard. So maybe he got a little distracted with the pressure of the live stream too, and didn't even realize how often those are getting stolen, and maybe could have held back on those extra smashes.
No.
Yeah.
I think it's a little bit, column A, column B, right? Like, it's a little bit of a risky team, like to his own admission, but he also had pretty bad RNG as well. But I mean, like, I saw screenshots of him doing 40 million in the Discord, so I feel like it was more consistent than he was letting on about, and he got a really bad roll of things.
I was bummed for him because he loves Hydra. Like, as much as anyone can love Hydra, he does. And I could tell how defeated he felt. And guys, I appreciate the love of, you're the Hydra queen. But guys, the Hydra king is not dead. Stop saying that in my comments. They're like, the Hydra king is dead. We have a Hydra queen now. I'm like, no, be nice to Nub. Nub is still a Hydra king. Be nice,
People
guys. Be nice.
People are being mean. Extra mean.
They are.
Unnecessary.
Nub is really smart with Hydra. We heard that during his narration. He was really good about narrating his run and talking through his decisions. So definitely tune in for his channel too to learn lots about Hydra.
Well, I think that's the cool thing about this. Everybody really showed out as far as like what they're capable of and what they can do.
Exactly.
And I think it's pretty clear. I think it's really clear that we have a bunch of really smart people that do this job, and so that was, I think, overall was one of the coolest parts about this whole event anyway, right? So like, the fact that maybe Ivy wasn't my first choice of Hydra defeater, but she was able to win because she's freaking smart like everybody else out here, you know what I mean? So it's like, if the dice roll correctly, every single one of us had or one of you guys I should say had a chance to show out depending on what you're doing, just because Cold Brew lost an arena doesn't mean he's the worst arena player, worse than me, but not the worst arena player. It just means he had dwarves to work with, you know what I mean? And I think that's a huge part of the factor. Yeah, it's rough. That's a rough roll, It's so funny once you start breaking into these factions, you go, oh, well, they have such great champions, and you're literally thinking of like 3. You're thinking of 3 champions that are amazing that you use everywhere, and the rest of the faction you're like, oh wait, are these any good? I don't know. Yeah.
So before we wrap up some final thoughts here, I actually first want to give a shout. We have giveaways, guys. Thanks to Plarium supporting this. Deadwood, appreciate you going to them and getting them involved. That was really great. We had so many giveaways done during the live streams that Deadwood already gave away. Smiley gave away his for his winners as being part of Team CSI. We do have 500 gems. I think is it a void shard and an epic book, right? To multiple winners.
Yeah,
I think that's what
500,
it is.
500 gems, 1 epic book, and 1 voice shard.
Yeah, okay. So he already did his on his live stream. I have not done mine yet, so that's going to be this video right now, guys. If you're still here paying attention, good for you. You guys get to have the opportunity to win some free shit. So if you want to enter, just comment on my video here with the word free. Actually, no, not the word free. The word CSI, the letters CSI. Yay, Team CSI. Woo woo. And CSI. Also your UMID, which is go to your profile, your UMID. That you got to copy and paste it. If it's not there, you can't win. Sorry, I can't chase people down for that. So that's a must. And speaking of that, so that's gonna be this video. I will choose a winner in a couple days. Cold Brew, you're gonna do the same thing? Do it via YouTube video for your giveaways?
Yeah, YouTube video for my giveaway as well, and it's gonna be similar to this one.
Okay, so stay tuned for his video about his giveaways as well for another chance to win free stuff. And Deadwood, I think I just want to first, well, thank you Team CSI for being awesome, but thank you Deadwood for putting this all together. That was amazing.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. I'm definitely taking a day or two off afterwards, so I can get back to work.
I know, sorry, I
should, you
roped
should.
him back in for another one.
You deserve it, man.
No, it was great. It was amazing that you guys were all able to jump in and do this. I didn't know if I'd actually be able to get so many people to agree to do something, and it's pretty shocking that we pulled it off. So go us, I would say.
Yeah.
All right, any final thoughts, guys? Or we?
I think we covered it all.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
You guys
I think
killed it.
Team
Everyone killed it.
CSI, it really showed who's the boss of Teleria, right?
Exactly.
Skinwalkers.
CSI. The
It's the
Skinwalkers and
Skinwalkers.
Deadwood.
Walkers, yes.
Exactly. The faction
It
that
was-
got away.
I'll just say it was a really great job by you guys. You showed out, did a fantastic job with the factions that you had, the work that was available to you. I think you all really kind of impressed. Certainly impressed me with the results that you were able to do. And so, I think well-deserved win. Congratulations, you guys. Should be proud of the work that you did. It was a really good job. I definitely want to see your guys' CSI pick too. We were able to get it in the video. It was amazing, and you got to make sure to put that somewhere in this video. I think.
Okay, I will.
Throw that at you.
The one from Cold Brew's thumbnail.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that one.
That
Right.
one? Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. So good.
All right, guys. Well, I'm going to link all of their channels below. Also on Deadwood's website here, DeadwoodJedi.com. There is a link to the faction games and all the stuff I was just referencing, including links to every single content creator's channels. So make sure you're following everybody. Hope you guys found some new people to follow if you didn't already know all of them. And, of course, Deadwood Jedi's website is amazing for Clan Boss if you didn't already know that. I have to get the shout there. This website's amazing. It changed the game completely. So another thank you, Deadwood. But I think we'll leave it at that. And I'll see you guys in the next video. And thank you guys for joining me.
Thank you for having us. It was really fun.
Having us. Agreed.
Thanks.